you guys out there can't see, but we get a thing that says 3, 2, 1, go. It's like that. Those those when they have the movies, when they make the movies, they
Yeah,
get the
the little action.
yeah
Yeah.
action, right?
I wonder if they
So
still use
we're
those.
back. Oh, they probably do. We're back with Dr. Stacy, and we have one person, but I think people will watch this in later. And I'm very excited about the patches. Everything has been going well. My mother's doing well. I'm getting her to drink more water, which is huge. I've been trying to get my mother to drink water for years. I mean, she literally does. She drinks coffee all day long. She's like me. She's like her son. But I also drink water. So, but she started to drink water, and I'm really excited for her. She's putting on the 3 patches because she got the thing. She
Mhm.
got the ouchie from Dr. Fauci, as I say.
Oh my God, I love
And
it.
it's part of a song. I have this song that I wrote. Um,
I have not
but
heard that.
yeah, so we're back, and Dr. Stacey, you want to talk about the exciting thing that we're doing this afternoon? I don't know if we should wait a few minutes or
Yeah, we can go ahead and
let me.
share. We can share right now at the beginning. Yeah. So
Okay,
we
let me just.
have, Ellie, we have a lot of your listeners that are using the patches, and they're super excited about what they're using. And so they have decided to start sharing with other people. They're getting fantastic results, and they're telling their friends and their family members and their coworkers and their next door neighbors, all the people they know, about what's happening to them. And so we decided to create a private Zoom at 6:30 Eastern on Tuesdays, just for those people that are interested in sharing with their friends and family, so we can best help them and guide them in that process to make sure that they're getting the information to share. We in Lifewave have PDFs that we use to be able to introduce the technology to people, and also to be able to have a website. We have a startx39now.com that we share as an exposing site where you can see all of our clinical studies. And so we're going to have this informational private Zoom tonight at 6:30 Eastern, and Ellie's going to post the link to that for you guys. So, and you can also post the graphic if you want to, that I made, that has the Zoom number on it. It's my private Zoom. And so we're going to be doing that tonight, so we can help you learn how you can share with other people. And Dr. Mel's going to be joining us as well too. She's back from California, so she's back online now. She was EMF free for a little while, took a break from that toxicity, and now she's back online again. So she's going to be joining us too, and she's a joy to work with as well, and loves helping people help other people improve their quality of life. So feel free to join us tonight.
Plus, she has an amazing story about her own survival, and really amazing story. So yeah, so I'm wondering, should I post it here? I guess I should post it here. I'm going to
Mhm.
post it, to the community in general on Zoom.
Okay.
But let's see, you sent it to me on email. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just go fetch that. I like having this post. I wish I could have 2 posts. Let me see. Let me see what I don't know if I'll be able to post the graphic. Let's see. Let me see what I can get.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do graphic or not. Um,
But I can post the Zoom
you
link
can
anyways.
definitely post the link, yes.
Okay,
And
let
I
me
don't
go
have any
get that.
ability to do anything on my end, so I don't know what it looks like on yours.
Right. Okay, so let's see. So here's really all I think all we need. Okay, I got it. Okay, so now I'll come back. It's wonderful that you can hear me. Can you see me right
I
now?
can.
That's amazing because I can't see you guys. Let's see. Now I can go back to the studio and we can post this. Can't post messages to some channels. So some of these channels are getting this post.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm going to post this now.
Yep, I see it. And you would just want to let them know that that's at 6:30 Eastern.
Okay. Yeah, there's no way to. Maybe I could. I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
And I can't see on this one, for some reason. I can't see how many participants we have, or if there's anybody watching, or I can see your comments, but has anyone else commented?
Oh, let's see. Oh, maybe did I get the chat right? I have the chat. No, I don't. I don't
You
see
put the
any other.
6:30 Eastern in the middle of the link.
Oh, oh boy. Okay, let me try that again. Okay, so this must be, let's see. Here we go. p.m. Eastern. Okay, here we go.
There we go. Perfect. Third time's a charm.
Okay. All right. So I don't know if anybody's here. It says we have 14 people, but I don't see anybody on the
I don't
chat.
either, so I don't know. Maybe see if they can put comments.
Can somebody out there try to put a comment? I'm not going to do
Normally
the
we do
overlay.
see them I see them on the right. I mean, I can just see yours, but I can't see anybody else.
Now we have 16 people.
Okay.
Well, maybe they'll post after a while. Hide messages from stream. Wait a minute. Here it is. Okay, I think now they chat overlay. I don't know why we're not getting it. Can't post message on. It says can't post messages on some channels. Wait a minute. What's this?
Because last week we were able to see messages.
Yeah. Hide messages from the stream. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Anybody out there? They're probably trying to make a leave message. Let's try the chat overlay. New comments will display here. Let's see if we can get some. Can't post messages on some channels. Don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Oh well.
Okay, well we can just share.
Yeah, we'll just share. Yeah.
I'm sure they'll ask their questions after the fact.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we'll just start with. Let's just start. I really think that the main thing to start with is that if you did get if you got the ouchie from Dr. Fauci, that you might want to consider. And let me see if I'm getting this right. This patch, right? This patch,
Correct.
and this patch,
Correct.
and I actually, believe it or not, I ran out of X39 on my trip.
Oh no.
But I think I still have the package, but now I can't find it. Okay, so you might have to show the other one.
And this one.
X39, right?
Yeah.
It looks backwards on. I'm seeing it backwards. So, do you see this backwards?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay, so
and it looks
so
normal on mine too.
It looks normal on yours. Okay, so we have X39, Eon, and glutathione. Those are the three patches. And let's see, how would you, maybe Dr. Stacy, how would you place those patches? What's the preferred method of placing those three patches?
That's a great question. So every patch looks the same. It looks like this little round Band-Aid. Okay. So it's super small, easy to place really anywhere. Now, we have done over 90 clinical studies with people. So the patches have specific points in the instruction booklet that are recommended, and they're recommended based on the clinical studies. You know, when you do a clinical study, it has to be a controlled situation, day after day, week after week, month after month, right? And so for the X39 stem cell activation patch, the 2 points that they picked were acupuncture point right back here, CV7, which is that bumpy vertebrae on the back of your neck. If you feel that down there, it's below your neck. Your neck kind of comes down like this. And then right as it's hitting your, like your upper shoulder area, there's a bumpy vertebrae. So a lot of nerves come into that area. And so that's one of the spots you can apply X39. Or the other spot is a couple inches below your belly button. That's a triple warmer spot in traditional Chinese medicine. So all of our clinical studies were done using acupuncture points that specifically are impacting, systems, organs in the body, things like that. But X39 can actually be placed anywhere. And the reason why is because this works with our body's heat or light that we emit, and our entire body is heat or light, correct? So it's not like only that spot or this spot is emitting heat. You could literally take the patch and stick it in the center of your forehead, and it's still going to work to activate your body's own stem cell production, elevate your own stem cell production, mobilize your own stem cells, and of course, resetting a third of your genes back to their young, youthful, healthy state. And that's what the X39 stem cell activation patch does. So honestly, any place works. And people are very used to transdermal patches, like a pain patch. And so they'll say, well, my hip hurts. Can I place it here? Of course you can. It doesn't mean that it's going to make your hip stop hurting. Okay. So you can place this patch anywhere your body wants it. You can put it, a lot of times if I'm at like a vendor event or something, I'll have my patch right here in the center where I always do. And so people will see me and they'll say, oh, I want to put my patch there. I'm like, okay, let's put your patch there. Backing off of it. Right. So I'll put my patch right here in the center and they'll put their patch right there in the center. Other times, you know what's interesting? People will raise up their sleeve and they will want it on their arm. I don't know why. Is it because they used to get shots there when they were a kid?
I'll
Do you
bet
think
that's
that's
what
what
it
it
is. Yeah,
is? But they
I think so.
always will either pick here where mine is, or they will want me to put it on their arm. And so I'm like, okay, we'll put it on your arm, whatever you want. Or sometimes they'll come down on their inner forearm wrist area for some reason. But that's thousands of people that do that, honestly. So it's not just like a few, it's a lot of people. But any place works to elevate that peptide in your body, copper peptide, that is responsible for elevating your own stem cells. And your stem cells reset, repair, regenerate, restore, rejuvenate all the cells and tissues and organs in your body. And that happens in whatever order that your body needs. Here's something I want you to understand when we're looking at the ouchie from Fauci. I love that. I'm going to start using that now. But when you look at that, that is altering DNA. Correct? And
Yeah.
not in a beneficial way for you. You see this from looking at the blood. We can take blood and we can look under microscope. You've probably seen a million doctors do this and analyze the blood and say, this does not look right. It should not look like this. We should not have white blood cells that are oval shaped with horns and a tail.
Right. We shouldn't say too much about this. Let's just leave it
Moving
with
on.
that. Yeah.
So this
Right.
helps to repair and regenerate, okay? So you can place it anywhere. Eon is a patch that reduces inflammation. And so we know that a common side effect is increased inflammation in the body. And so with our clinical studies, you can see that we have utilized 5 different points, acupuncture points, again, because these are connected to specific organs and systems in the body. And we can see that they impact an improvement from clinical studies with using these points. But again, just like the X39, the Eon patch is going to work no matter where you apply it on your body to elevate a peptide in your liver that's responsible for reducing the inflammatory markers, broad spectrum inflammatory reduction in the body, and also bringing the body into a parasympathetic state, which helps it to get into that place where it is more apt to be able to repair and regenerate, right? And so that's why this patch is super important when you're using the X39 to use that Eon as well too. Again, any place works, but we do have specific places based on our clinical studies. And then the other patch you mentioned, Ellie, was the glutathione. Glutathione is the master antioxidant, detoxer, immune booster. We know that most people are very familiar with glutathione because of its benefits. People go get IV pushes, they do suppositories, or they're taking glutathione 2, 3, 4 times a day to try to, get rid of the free radicals in their body, the toxins that are in their body, those foreign things that are not supposed to be there. And so glutathione is a patch that's actually going to elevate your own glutathione level. And again, when you look at the instruction booklet, you can see there are different points, obviously, from the Eon. Some may be the same, but there are different points, and those points are connected to meridians, obviously, in the body, and those impact specific organs and systems in the body. So not only is glutathione the master antioxidant, detoxer, immune booster, but it's also impacting your organs in very specific ways to help improve the functionality, your kidneys, your liver, your spleen, your pancreas. We can see that by using these points from our clinical studies. So any spot works, but we do have specific locations that you can apply that at as well too. And what we'll recommend is stay with the spot for 7 days. So say you pick below the belly button, do that spot for 7 days before you switch and do a different spot. So if someone has a cold or flu, something like that, we always say, put it right here on your chest, right there in the center, right there below your throat. And that's where I had mine last week when I had that, I lost my voice and I'm like, Eon on my throat and glutathione right below it, and to whip it back into shape, right? So any spot.
Dr. Stacy, if somebody did have a little cold, what would you recommend? Which patches are the best? Glutathione and
I would
Eon?
definitely recommend those. Absolutely. Another thing we like to use when people have any type of cold, when they have any respiratory, we like to use energy enhancer. And the reason why is because energy enhancer turns over the lymphatic system. It gets things moving. So any issue that you have where you have stuck lymph in your body, the energy enhancer is great. So fluids that are sticky, not moving, not doing what they're supposed to, the energy enhancer is amazing. Now we know energy enhancer was the first patch that David invented 20 years ago when he was working with the Navy SEALs to help with stamina, endurance, and energy in the field. So it does do that. It triggers beta oxidation, turns body fat into fuel. It is a 2-patch system. And so there is a white patch and a tan patch. This works with the polarity of your body. And when you have a cold or a flu, you would actually apply the patch to the points that are right here. They're lung points. This is a lung meridian. So you would put the white on the right and the tan on the left. And the instruction booklet actually shows that as well. If you look here, it shows you the lung points right there near the shoulders. And of course, it does show other locations as well too, where on the white one, of course, the left patch would go to the left side of the body in that corresponding location. So if I were to do my wrist, I could go the white right and tan left over here, or same thing on the top. But when you're looking at cold, viruses, things like that, X39, Eon, glutathione are fantastic. We want to get things moving out, add the energy enhancer.
That's really cool. So the energy enhancer, what are the other 2 ones for the cold? Eon?
X39 and glutathione.
And glutathione. Okay. So Eon, yeah, and glutathione. Okay, for a cold.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
got
we're
it.
always
And
looking
the
at that inflammation in the cells and removing the toxins in the cells, helping those open up the pathways by reducing that inflammation.
Yeah, I also, it takes me a long time to like figure things out, but the word phototherapy really struck me. I mean, as people should. I think that's a very key word with Lifewave is phototherapy. That it's not putting anything into your body. It's really reflecting the light, the natural light inside your body back into your body. That is, yeah, I think that's a really good way to explain, what it really is about.
Yeah, light causes change. Phototherapy or photobiomodulation is using our body's light or heat that we emit. We emit a low-level infrared light. We can see that, right, through night vision goggles, of course, and many different type of bioresonance devices. You can see the light that's being emitted. And so the patch puts nothing in the body, but like you said, it reflects back the body's own light with a very specific wavelength because of what's embedded in the patch, that crystal lattice structure. And so we don't have to have an outside light source like a red light therapy or blue light therapy or saunas, infrared saunas that have very different wavelengths of light going into the body. We are the light source, and this patch reflects back our own light in a very specific wavelength to elevate different peptides in the body. And each peptide is responsible for doing something else. Lots of things in the body, right? So each patch has multiple uses, lots of different benefits from each one.
Totally amazing therapy idea. I mean, phototherapy. I mean, it's a great way to think of it. What else? Let's see. We don't have for some reason we're not getting questions this week. I don't
I think
know.
we probably are, but I think the commenting's turned off because they're all
Yeah,
usually pretty
I
chatty.
yeah. Let me just see if I'm going to
How many
open this
people do you
bar
have
up.
on
See,
right now?
there's 31,
Yeah.
so we should have a few comments.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know why
would.
it's
I
not.
think there's something's going on. It's turned off for some
It says
reason.
hide messages from the stream.
Hmm.
See if that does anything. Don't know.
I don't know either.
Click on them to showcase them on stream. Okay, so I don't know why it's not working, but I'm sure people are chatting, but we just can't see it. I wonder if there's another way for them to send me questions. They could.
Is it like YouTube where there is a place underneath to put comments? Like after you watch the video, you know how people watch my video?
Oh yeah. Oh
Comment
yeah.
more?
You could
Yeah.
do that. Yeah. I don't know why it's not coming through. Maybe let's see. Maybe I don't know. I don't want to mess with it too much, so we'll just have to just deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too bad, but okay, we'll just we'll get through it. So okay, so what else? What any news, anything, or just really the um the Zoom meeting is the big.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing is us being able to come together to share with you all the listeners, how you can help share with other people. I think that's going to be a lot of fun and informative, and we're planning on doing it on a weekly basis. So that way you can learn and we can all help other people because that's why we're here. We're here to help people improve their quality of life. And we all know people that can benefit from this phototherapy technology. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it. The phototherapy technology. I really like that. That's a good way to describe it. Okay, so I'm guessing that people would, if we were able to see the comments, people would be asking about different kinds of ailments. And although you can't say, you're not allowed to say, and this is just, this is another not cabal, but the 13. Actually, I've heard it was not it's not 13 bloodline families. There are actually 26 bloodline families, but above the 13 bloodline families that are behind this whole shenanigans that's about to end. But yeah, so we can't make claims, but we can say that these patches are, helpful in curing things that the medical community cannot deal with, because their approach is kind of like to deal with the symptoms and kill the symptoms with medicine. They're really pushing certain medicines, and this is not a medicine. It's not putting anything in your body. It's using your body's own light, which is it's so otherworldly. It's so out of our realm, but it's so obvious that these kinds of therapies are going to be the therapies of the future.
Absolutely, they are. They are definitely going to be the therapies of the near future. And we're seeing that more and more because people are tired of the pills that mask the symptoms. And so when you look at stem cells in general, we know that we're born with an abundance of them. And they're young, they're youthful, they're vibrant, they're always working to keep children young and youthful and vibrant, right? They have boundless amounts of energy, they sleep amazing, their brains are always on and wired and go, 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 go. And of course, they can, fall over in a crowded room and they're out sleeping just so soundly. And if they happen to fall off their bike, they break a bone, they just get back up, put on a cast, and take off running like it's no big deal. But as we age, we have less and less stem cells that are active. They get tired, they get wore out. We're working to repair our body. And so we know that stem cells are the holy grail of healing. We know that. And that's why, of course, there's billions, hundreds of billions of dollars being spent in stem cell research. And that's been going on for a very long time. And David, of course, has spent the last 15 years trying to figure out, using this modality of phototherapy, how to signal the body to activate, elevate, mobilize, and reset its own. So when you look at any disease or symptom, syndrome, issue, we want to get to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is addressed by the body's own stem cells. And so when the body gets out of balance and as the body ages, those stem cells are not able to do what they once did when you were younger. Okay. And so when you use this technology, this is actually resetting your body's a third of your genes back to their young, youthful, healthy state. Pre-birth, think in utero, everything was
Wow.
perfect for the majority of people, right? And so you come out and you're exposed to all these toxins and whatnot, and then things start to happen. So this resets that, and we know genes compound to other genes. We can see that expression. So there's a compound effect over time. So waking up your dormant cells, your dormant stem cells, by the time you're 60s, you have less than 10% that are even active. So 70s, there are none. They're just not there. They're dormant. And so this wakes them up. This resets them, and they go to work to get to the root of the problem. So no matter what's going on, this technology will get to the root of the problem. Here's the thing, though, and people ask me this all the time: why do you have all these other patches? Well, David's invented a dozen over the last 20 years because it was easy to figure out which peptide elevated, glutathione, which peptide, elevated SOD to reduce inflammation. He could figure those things out pretty quickly. It just took him a long time to figure out how to work with the stem cells in the body, right? Because that's like a miracle and nothing shy of a miracle. And so we use the supportive patches to help support the organs and systems in the body while the stem cells are doing whatever they need, because you cannot direct your own stem cells. You may have a problem with your knee and say, I want this issue fixed. I've got these degenerative discs. I have this, pain in my joints, and I have this issue neurologically with my brain, something, vascularly, things like that. We can use the stem cell activation patch every single day, right? It will eventually address every single thing that's wrong in your body and fix everything, get to the root cause of everything. But we can also use these other supportive patches to speed that process along, because we can see what organs they impact. We can see what systems they impact from our clinical studies. And so if you're in pain, the pain protocol, X39, Eon, and Icewave. Let's get rid of your pain on the spot. This patch does not fix a thing. It is not going to get to the root of the problem. These two will, but in the meantime, we can get you out of pain without using any kind of harmful over-the-counter medication or prescription medication that's super toxic for your organs, right? And so we really want to keep that body healthy, get to the root of the problem, and your own stem cells do that. They know how to do that in whatever order your body needs.
Cool. Dr. Stacy, I was just wondering, because I was a special needs teacher for many years, and I noticed it seemed to me that there was a tremendous increase in the autism population. What can you tell us about the effect of the patches on autistic children? I'm just curious.
Okay, well, I did not know you were a teacher. I was a teacher too.
I, I guess it's maybe that's why we connect so well. But yeah, I was a teacher for 20 years. The only reason I'm not teaching today was because I didn't want to get this.
Wow, that's great.
So that's why I started. Got more serious about the channel. I had a channel already, but I just
got more serious about it. Okay, so we can't specifically talk about autism as a disease or a syndrome. We can talk about neurological issues. Okay. So when we look at neurological issues, obviously there is a over amount of toxins in the body that are affecting the brain. And so we want to reduce the toxic load. And again, we want to look at the stem cell activation patch. We can see what it does in the brain. We can see how it brings the brain into coherence, which is extremely important when you look at neurological issues. The brain is not coherent. It is not communicating left brain, right brain. So this is very important. We also look at EON, of course, because of reducing inflammation. When you have neurological issues, there is inflammation in the brain. I was Zooming with a team of neurologists yesterday that have a clinic that is specifically geared for exactly what you were talking about. And they were saying, okay, these are our starting points with our clients, ages, tiny all the way up to adults. What would you add from there? And I would add the carnosine. Carnosine is another really big antioxidant, second to glutathione. Carnosine loves the brain. So this elevates your own carnosine level. Carnosine will balance left brain, right brain hemisphere, improve cognition, communication, the executive functions of the brain, the processing. I have adults that have been dyslexic their entire life and are not. I have adult children with neurological issues, that I say adult children because they're nonverbal. They require care from their parent. I have before and after pictures of them coloring, where they would take one blue crayon and just color all over Snoopy. And then within a matter of a few weeks, they're using multiple colors, staying in the lines and using it correctly in the picture of a wolf. So we have seen dramatic improvements in people that have neurological issues. Even on the other end, when you look at elderly patients that have cognition issues, they have memory issues, they have that focus and concentration, these three patches are 100% for your brain completely. We do also look at X49, and I don't have that in here now because my son just took mine the other day. He ran out of his stash in his room. He's 18, but he uses X39 and 49 because he's all about fitness and health and strength. And 39 and 49 increase your gains in the gym dramatically when you look at building lean muscle mass and on the basketball court and whatnot. It's given him the upper edge above everybody else. It's kind of cool. But anyways, X49 also is beneficial neurologically. I just don't ever like to start someone with too many patches. I was talking to one of your viewers earlier today. Actually, her brother is a viewer, and I work with her directly now too. And she said, this is for my husband, the X39 Eon and carnosine. They've already used 1 month. And she said, but I want the carnosine for memory. I want it for myself, for my brain. And I'm like, okay, let's get it for you too. So definitely, she's using 49 as well. So X39 Eon, X49 and carnosine are definitely, when you look at an adult that's, dealing with some cognitive issues or even cardiovascular issues, these 4 patches are fantastic for that. So that's what I would do neurologically for people.
Could you just go over just mention the 4 patches again, just so I can remember?
Yeah.
It's carnosine, X39, Eon, and
X49.
X49. Okay. Okay, so that's very interesting. Now, let me ask you this: Is the carnosine? Would you use that only during the day?
You could use day or night. The only thing, if you
Mhm.
do use it at night, sometimes you're sleeping, but your brain may be a little bit more awake than you want it to be. So just try it out. I've always used mine during the day, but I do have people that wear theirs at night. They sleep great, everything's fine. But sometimes people have told me that it keeps their brain a little bit too awake. And so they're, dreaming a little bit more or things like that. And they just, get a deeper sleep where they're completely out. So just play with it. But I would say always start during the day.
Oh, and what we didn't mention is this friend of mine, which I use sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Silent Night.
Yes. So Silent Night is for sleeping. So we know that X39 helps with deep REM sleep. We can see that in our studies at about 3 to 6 weeks. We can see improvements in people's sleep. But the Silent Nights is geared specifically for a good night's sleep. We can see improvements in our studies in the first 7 days. The Silent Nights has very specific acupuncture points that I want you to apply. And we're all different. And so this works with your body's own circadian rhythm, with your melatonin, serotonin, balancing these neurotransmitters and neurohormones in your body. So look at these points, and you would pick one spot and stay with that spot for 7 days before you move to the next one. And we're all different in sleeping and what's going on, right? And so I would give this, I always recommend people to give this a full 60 days. Most people experience better sleep in the first 7 days. Like I mentioned, there were about 80% of the participants from the studies that had longer sleep times and less interruptions of sleep. But I really like to give your body time to get that circadian rhythm back into balance. And that typically happens around that 60 to 90 day mark. Always, when you look at sleeping, when's the last time you ate? Your body's not going to want to sleep if it's trying to digest food. So make sure you cut off that food by 6 o'clock, if you're going to go to bed at 9, if you're going to go to bed at 10, 7 at the latest. I live here in Florida, and so sometimes people don't go to dinner till 8:30 or 9. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to need to be up till 2 a.m. in order for this food to digest, right? So kind of look at that. Look at when was the last time you were on your screen, your phone, your TV, your iPad. You want to cut that off at least an hour before bed. Maybe have a conversation with someone in your house, or read a good book. Then look, of course, at the temperature in your room. Is it cold enough? Is it dark enough? What about your EMFs? Right? I talked to a lady the other day talking about her husband, and sure enough, his cell phone's plugged in right there, turned on with the Wi-Fi right next to his head at bed. I'm like, woo, that's probably interrupting his sleep. Come to find out, he used to be an IT guy for 30 years, constant exposure from, internet and technical types of things and whatnot with EMF. So always look at that exposure, because that does play into your sleep as well. If you're on the computer, on Zoom, make sure you have the blue blocker glasses and stuff. And I make all those recommendations to say that any of this is part of a healthy lifestyle, right? We want to be drinking clean water. We want to be able to have time to be in prayer and meditation, that quiet time. We want to have good healthy food that we're putting in our body, and a good exercise program. It may be gardening, it may be swimming, it may be going to the gym or whatever, doing YouTube videos at home, I don't know. But you want to look at a well-rounded lifestyle that is beneficial, and sleep is a huge part of it. They've even said here most recently in the last year or two, I've been reading and listening to a lot of doctors talking about sleep may be the most important, because when your body's sleeping, that's when it's repairing itself. And if you're not sleeping, it's not repairing. And so again, that's another beautiful benefit with Icewave. A lot of people don't sleep at night because they're in pain. Another great benefit of Eon is using this at night below the belly button, because it helps put the body in that parasympathetic state, that calm, rest, relax, digest state, help you kind of shut up off the monkey mind, right? So doing the things to help support that good sleep habit are really important.
Cool. Okay, so I think we're almost ready to wrap it up, but I have one more that I wanted to ask you about. Nirvana. Tell me about Nirvana.
Okay, so Nirvana is what we call our bliss patch. It's named perfectly, isn't it? So the bliss patch is a patch that signals your brain, number one. It signals neurohormones and neurotransmitters in your brain. It increases your beta endorphins. And the beta endorphins are the feel-good chemicals in your body. And if you were in an accident, let's say, and you had an injury, like a broken bone, cut, severe lacerations, things like that, then the beta endorphins immediately go to that area to eliminate the pain. They are 20 to 30 times more powerful than morphine, but they're not long lasting, which is why they can't use beta endorphins in the emergency room. They'll jab you with the morphine, right? Because that's fast pain relief. So what we find with the Nirvana is it helps with mood, anxiety, stress, depression, fear, worry. We can see it help balance out the brain chemically with those neurotransmitters and neurohormones. When you use this patch with the actual supplement as well, it's called the Nirvana System. There's a little pill in the packs over there in my credenza. But the Nirvana, if you use the patch and the supplement, that elevates your beta endorphins so much so, and actually sustains them because of the patented technology for a 24-hour period that we have found from our clinical studies. Within a few weeks, people experience full body pain elimination. And that was a beautiful thing they found from the studies. They weren't expecting everyone to have all their pain gone, chronic pain for years and years and years. They were blown away by the results because of the beta endorphins being increased in the body. So it's our bliss patch. We call Eon our happy patch. So happy patch, bliss patch. This is definitely for more of your the deeper bipolar, the things that are going on with the brain that are social anxiety, severe stress and things like that.
Trey, that's so cool. All right, so I mean, I'm sorry we can't see the questions,
I
but
know.
yeah, we'll be back next week, God willing, and hopefully next week the questions will be working again, and I'll be in my I'll be home, so I'll be better rested. And but this is really just, I mean, it's amazing, amazing technology, this phototherapy, and I.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone is interested in joining us in making this a business and in figuring out a way to share with others, apparently Dr. Stacy says that the peeps on my channel are very good at sharing with people, but
Mm-hmm.
we want to get this out to the world, especially to counteract the ouchie from Dr. Fauci and all the other good stuff. So um, yeah, so we'll, if you come to the business meeting, we'll see you at 6:30. Otherwise, we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr.
You're
Stacy, for
welcome.
helping us with this, and we'll see you
All
tonight.
right. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Thank you.